worst bait ever. Definitely an unbiased review. Don't buy if you actually want to catch stuff. That is brutal.
Bass chasing me. He's gonna eat it. He ate it. Let's go. Got him.
Thin tip. It's almost like they know me.
About 5 bass just followed that thing in. They cannot. Ah! These fish are trying to hook me today. Oh, what a sick eat. Oh, yeah. Look at my hand. He tried to do it again. No.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. I'm standing in front of Dick's Sporting Goods, and we are here to find the worst rated fishing gear that DSG has to offer. We've done this video at Walmart. We've done this video at Academy. We've done it at Bass Pro. But I figured there's gotta be a way to work in more Dick's.
I like it.
Once we find all of these worst rated items inside, we're gonna buy them all, head out to some local water, and see how this gear performs against actual real life fish. Hit the thumbs up button if you like these types of videos and make sure you're subscribed. Let's get inside. Is this like a bondage thing?
I was about to say, I'm not going to tell you what I think that looks like.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Don't even worry about that. It binds your ankles together, apparently, and it just makes you use your arms more.
Dick's is getting into some things.
Now, when I prep for a mission like this, I usually go online to the company website of the store and use their search feature and filters to find all of the items that you would call poorly rated. But Dick'sSportingGoods.com is actually unique because they don't have that feature in their filter option. So because you can't filter and see all the poorly rated things, I had to go item by item through the entire fishing section and find items that were the poorest reviewed in their categories. And then some of these items aren't even poorly rated, they just have a bunch of bad reviews that we can maybe get to the bottom of today. Let's start things off with a purple friend of ours. It's not Barney. Who remembers the mystery tackle box mother load boxes? Raise your hand. I remember them. This was one of the hottest fishing items to hit the shelves a few years ago when it dropped. It's advertised as a mystery fishing box that contains 11 to 15 items with an approximate value of around $80. I did a couple videos on these things. I mean, they were fun for me because opening a big box of mystery lures is always fun, but not so fast because there were some people out there that did not agree that this was a good product. So this thing does have an overall 4 stars out of 5. Here's a 2-star comment that says, bust. Bought 2 boxes. The box says 11 to 15 items. Each box contained only 10 items, and one of the items was a 3-pack of hooks and duplicate packs of rubber lures. I'd say these boxes are a bust. Okay, well, I mean, it's hard to argue with an experience like that, but maybe there was just one, right? Wrong. Here's a 1-star review that says golden ticket. Well, the craziest thing, the golden ticket inside the box expired in December the 22nd. Dude,
I'd be so upset.
Oh, imagine buying one of these in 2023, getting a golden ticket in it just to find out the golden ticket has expired and you actually win nothing. I would give that a 1-star review too. Here's a 1-star review that says bait and switch. I bought this 2 days ago, didn't expect expensive lures, but I didn't expect super cheap stuff either. On top of that, the highly promoted and enclosed golden ticket was a ripoff. The ticket is not even valid because the redemption period ended 11 months earlier. Okay, well, so similar situation there. Never a good thing when somebody's calling you a bait and switch. Now, as you can see, there's plenty of good reviews in here as well, but there were some specific negative reviews about the amount of items and the value of those items that are being found in this box. Maybe today we can get to the bottom of this. The next item we're looking for is a Proficiency crazy bait cast combo. So this thing right here has actually got me in a little bit of hot water before. Let me explain. So I recently got called out in the comment section because I was using one of these combos in the thumbnails of the first 2 videos, but I didn't actually buy the combo in real life. Look, am I guilty of finding a really colorful combo online and putting it in a thumbnail to make the thumbnail a little bit more colorful so people will click on it at a higher rate? Yes. How about this? I'll make you a deal. I'm not gonna put this in the thumbnail for today's video, and let's go ahead and buy it and just test it and see for ourselves if this thing is worth anything. This item has an average 4 out of 5 stars. So once again, not necessarily poorly rated, but there are some reviews down there that I'm a little concerned about. Here's a 1-star review that says, don't buy if you actually wanna catch stuff. Ooh. That is brutal. I got this for Christmas, and 3rd time I used it, the side plate fell off. This sucks. He even put a picture of the side plate falling off. It's right there.
Wow.
Well, you know what? That could have just been a one-off. Maybe I was just one disgruntled, crazy bait cast user. I don't know.
be.
I don't think so. Here's another 2-star review that says, waste of money. I've had this combo for about 2 months and it's been a piece of crap. The reel bird's nest almost every cast at high breaks and I've tried everything to stop it. The rod is good and comfortable to hold on to, but do not buy the reel. It is junk. Not good. Here's another 2-star review that says, crazy combo. I used this combo for about 3 days and it was smooth for about 1 or 2 casts. It bird nests 3 out of 5 casts and it was at that point where I had to put the brakes at the max. The rod felt amazing though and it handled fish very nice. But the reel was all around horrible. We're definitely starting to hear a lot about the reel itself not being very good. So we're gonna have to keep our eye on that. Let's just give it a rip. Ooh, boy. Okay, that's all the negative reviews, and there's plenty of 5-star reviews in there too, so I'm not saying this thing is a piece of junk. That's what some of these people said. I'm saying I'm willing to be open-minded and give this thing a fair shot. All right, the next item is the Lose Mock Light spinning combo, and this thing looks like straight up banana mode. Oh yeah, there she is. Oh boy. When they say Mock Light, they mean Mock Ultra Light. Whoop.
Wow.
Bing. This thing has an average rating of 3.4 out of 5. So now we're kind of getting into poorly rated territory, I'd say. Only 59% of people would recommend this for somebody else to buy. That's almost 50-50. So that's not good. Here's a 1-star review that says, best lightweight spinning combo. What? I bought 2 of these last month for 2 reasons. I feel like it, okay, hold on a second. I think this guy liked the product, but he left a 1-star review. I am so confused right now. Here's a 1-star review that says, rod snapped twice in 2 weeks. That sounds like a fishing trip with me. Bought the rod, tip broke after catching 1 small trout. Returned and got a new one. 1 week later, the rod literally snapped in half, reeling in a fish. Will never buy again, poor quality. If your rod's snapping on every fish you catch, I would give that a pretty bad review too. Here's another 1-star review that says, bad rod. Bought the combo today, got it home, put line on it, pulled the line to put a hook on, and the rod snapped. What the heck? How do you break it putting line through it, unless it was like already broken when you got it? Here's a 2-star review that just says, disappointed. I was only able to take this rod out twice before it broke. All it took was 1 solid strike from a small bass, and the rod snapped off. Once again, the rod snapping on fish. That's not what I like to hear. Here's another 1-star review that says, thin tip. It's almost like they know me. Bought it, was putting line on it, and the tip broke down 2 eyelets the same day. Dude, how are all these people breaking rods putting line on them?
They must have a problem.
You might be too aggressive with your line spooling. I don't know. Okay, well there's quite a few more reviews, some good, some bad. One thing's for sure, this rod has a reputation of snapping on any type of strong fish. So I think we're gonna need to get this thing hooked into a really strong fish and maybe prove some haters wrong today. Maybe? I've already found the last combo we're gonna use today. Oh yeah, there she is. The old Zebco Rome spin cast combo. I'm not gonna allow any Zebco slander on this channel, Andrew, so these accusations better have some substance to them. This thing has an average 3.9 out of 5 stars, so, you know, not terrible. And only 74% of people would recommend this to a friend. Here's a 1-star review that says, awful quality. I bought this for my wife as a gift, and her first outing, the reel completely broke, the release mechanism broke. This product is sad. Don't buy it.
That's pretty bad.
The product is sad. It made my guy sad here. Okay, that's a terrible story. I just hate that somebody felt sad after buying this. Here's a 1-star review that says, disappointing reel. After using for 1 day, line tangled inside the reel. After taking it apart and getting the tangled line out, the cap will not snap on place correctly to catch the line, so the line will not reel in. These little spin cast reels are notorious for having internal problems. I can kind of corroborate that too. Here's a 1-star review that says, rod broke the first time we used it. Bought this for my son for the first time we took it out fishing. The second crappie he caught with it, both weighing less than a pound, the rod broke close to the tip. Terrible, I'll stick with Shakespeare from now on. Damn. That is a hell of a stray to be catching online. I almost feel bad for Zebco on that one. I think that's enough Zebco slander, all that I can handle for one day. I think this thing can do a little bit better than what those people online are saying. Now we're moving on from rods and reels and combos and everything to some individual fishing lures. First up, we've got the Mock baits, which I think is the first time we've ever really tried Mock. The Mock baits Mock Shad swim bait, which is that bad boy right there. The thing looks completely normal to me, but I also never used these before. And the only experience I've had with Mock is how expensive all their products are. And they're all the same price for some reason, which just seems weird. I don't know why. This bad boy has a 4.0 star out of 5 review on average. But believe it or not, this was actually the worst rated swim bait in the store. Let's see if we can find out why. Here's a 1-star review that says, not worth the price as they are not durable. They look good and swim well, but are not durable. I snagged on a stick in the water, but when I pulled it out of the snag with a light tug, the tail piece broke. I'm assuming the back treble hook wedged itself into the tail piece and broke it. It actually does look like that could happen. With the spacing of the joints and the hooks themselves.
Yeah, it does.
That seems like it's possible. Here's a 1-star review that just says, not happy. Bought 2 swim baits and had to return one because the tail fell off when I casted it out, and the new one I got did the same thing. So already 2 comments about the tail piece falling off. Not good. Here's a couple more negative reviews. A 1-star that says false information. I'm interested in this one. The 120 millimeter one is said to be 1 ounce, but on the box it says ½ ounce. Not sure how well they swim yet, but the something connection feels stiff and sticky when wiggled with hand. Okay. Here's a 2-star review that says, meh. I bought 2. One had a tail broken as I took it out of the box. Return process was very difficult, but I'm assuming it was a rare occasion and that would be broken out of the box. It works well on the water. So yet again, another comment about the tail just falling off inexplicably. Let me just say this. I take no pleasure in proving that a lure is no good. I hope today I can prove that this tail piece will actually stay on there at least through one day. Because if it's a $15 swim bait and the tail just falls off, that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So open mind, I'm gonna throw this thing around. We're gonna get a couple different color options as well. Yeah, like maybe a white in there as well, just to give a little shad appearance. And we're gonna get to the bottom of this once and for all. Moving right along to the next baits, we have come to 6th Sense. So before I trigger anybody, just hold on a second. The 6th Sense Flow Glider Swim Bait. Now 6th Sense has dropped a lot of new swim baits. We've actually used some on the channel before. We've caught fish on them before, so I definitely don't think all 6th Sense swim baits are bad, but this one in particular was the lowest reviewed hard body big swim bait in the store. Now, the tricky thing with this bait is it's only got 2 reviews, which means only 50% of people would recommend it to a friend. Now there's one 5-star review that says, hey, it's awesome. I did the Milliken mod. It's really cool. I caught a 14-pounder, you know? But there's also a 2-star review right here that says, not as smooth as it should be. The action looks good, but you have to twitch the rod to make it swim side to side. It should be a lot smoother. It's a little vague on the complaint department.
A little bit.
Point is, we need to buy one of these things and we need to get to the bottom of it and see how smooth it actually is. Just in case you guys think that I'm picking on brands like 6th Sense or Mock, we got some Guggen baits on the list today too. Let me explain. Apparently DSG only carries about 4 different Guggen baits as of right now, but the thing is, each and every one of those is rated so highly that a 4.6 out of 5-star review was actually the lowest ranked Guggen bait in the entire store. Can you guess which one it was? Bet you can't. That's right. The Bandito Bug is the worst rated Guggen bait in Dick's Sporting Goods. Never would have thought that I'd say that statement. Anybody that knows anything about fishing knows that Bandito Bug absolutely works. But let's be fair and let's see why this thing is the lowest rated Guggen soft plastic. Out of 127 reviews, only 93% would recommend to a friend. Pretty high rate, but it's not 100. Okay, here I finally found a 3-star review that was like kind of not a good review. It says pretty good, but not very durable. Has good action, but only good for 1 fish. Little expensive for the quality. So that was kind of like a review. Oh, here we go. Here's a 2-star review that says gets bites, but breaks immediately. I am a huge fan of Guggen Squad, but the quality of this soft plastic is just not there. I can throw this once and even brush a branch while popping it off the bottom, then something will either fall off or it will just completely fall apart. I have a feeling that's not gonna be the last durability concern we see. Here's a 1-star review that says, worst bait ever. Definitely an unbiased review. Never buy any Guggen baits. They might be the worst things I have ever used in my whole life. I have used a whole pack before and still haven't caught a fish. 1 star is a gift for them. Oh, Dirty Joe Dirt is his name.
Wow.
So you know he's telling the truth. Okay, I think we get the point. I think the main issue here is a durability issue, or people just hate Guggen Squad, which, let's be honest, that's been around forever. We're gonna buy a pack of Bandito bugs today, and we're gonna see if all the rumors are true. Can you actually catch more than 1 fish on 1 Bandito bug? We're gonna try. All right, we've got the combos right here. Got a big old box of stuff right here. First things first, I think you'd agree, Andrew, we've got to bust this bad boy open.
Oh yeah.
First things first, because I want to know how many lures are in here and what the approximate dollar value might be. Box in a box, baby. All right, what is your prediction right now? Does this thing have over or under 12 lures? It's supposed to have 11 to 15. Under?
Under.
Okay, I'm gonna go over. All right, let's just blindly count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 lures. Called it. You called it. Okay, so 11 items, but 2 of them being terminal tackle items, which is, you know, okay. 2 crankbaits, top water, little swim baits, and a couple decent plastics.
I don't know, dude.
Clickbait. I'm just trying, I mean, it's hard for me to say just off the face value whether or not I would consider this worth it. I would lean towards not, just from face value.
Agreed.
Just based off of the number of items that were in there. The good thing is we've got terminal tackle. We got some cool lures like the Teckle Sprinker frog. Who remembers this freaking crazy thing? I've caught fish on that before, believe it or not. Some weird Nico craws might work this time of year. Whatever this headbanger setup is with the lizard and a rocker head and some just typical soft plastics. I don't know, you guys be the judge. Let me know how you would feel if you had purchased this box and spent that amount of money. I'm about to get 3 of these combos rigged up with some line and with the lure on each one of them. We're about to get to the bottom of some of these bad reviews. We got kind of a different technique going on each and every rod. Got the ultralight Lose banana rod with that little mock shad swim bait on it. Should be an interesting pairing. Then we've got the crazy combo with a very not crazy, simple Texas rig Bandito bug on it. By the way, I've already chipped that awesome paint job because they left the security device on it and I had to pry it off by hand. See, look, they left it on this one too. Then we've got the old Zebco Rome with the little crappy jig on there basically, because this thing could literally catch any fish in this pond. I already see a bunch of brim beds just kind of sprinkled out there. There's a bunch of little bluegill right here. They're all kind of hanging out shallow. Let's give her a cast. Oh yeah, dude, no problem. They're looking at it. Oh, I just had one kind of like follow it and swipe at it, but they weren't exactly sure what to think. There we go, we need to get it way out there. Well, this combo actually casts pretty well, considering this is only a 1/16 ounce little crappie jig, so I mean, it's hardly any weight at all, and I can still get that thing pretty far out there. So casting wise, this reel's actually been okay so far. Where? Oh, something just ate me. He's got me in his mouth. I got him! I got a fish! Come here, little buddy. Oh, no. Look at my man's right there with a mouthful of crappie jig and bumping bug. What are you thinking there, my guy?
He had heart.
He is all heart. That's one thing you gotta love about the largemouth bass, just how aggressive they come out of the womb. First one on the old Zebco combo. Casting this little jig really well. There's a whole bunch of brim down there that I was targeting. This little guy just came up super aggressive and decided he was not gonna watch these brim miss out on this beautiful succulent meal. I wanna get him back quick. It's really hot. Don't wanna keep the fish out of water very long.
Let go, dude. Fish number one, hopefully not the last fish we see today. I've got to find out what this mock shad looks like in the water, first and foremost. I mean, out of the package, kind of looks like most normal multi-jointed swim baits. Let me just look at this swim bait. Let's just toss it out. Oh, okay. Definitely not the worst action I've ever seen. It's got a nice little wiggle to it. Let's cast it out there again. It's got a nice float down to it too, like when you stop reeling it and it floats down. Okay, just based off of action and appearance alone, I got no beef with this bait at all, even though it's kind of still, oh, something just hit it. Dude, a bass just swiped on it. Dude. Oh, there's a bass following it right now, dude. There's a bass following it. Let's try to make that same cast. There's a bunch of bass out there swiping at it. Right there. Oh, there's a bass right there. Oh, there's multiple fish following it. This thing is getting a lot of action right now. The more I look at that color too, the more I kind of like it. It's a good color for a pond like this. Yeah. Oh, bass chasing me. Bass chasing me. He's gonna eat it. He ate it. Let's go. Got him. He kept following it, but I had to stop reeling it for him to eat it. Oh! He tried to throw a hook in my hand. He tried to do it again. No! Jimmy.
Got him.
Give him a little rinse off right there at the end. Boom, baby. Fish number two. He got a little dirty on the way in. That's okay. He's a dirty boy. That's all right. A little bit of an upgrade from the first fish. A little healthier of a fish, I'd say. Hey, I might be becoming a fan of this little swim bait. I mean, the amount of action it's got every single cast so far is kind of through the roof. My expectations have already gone up on this thing. That was a really cool eat right there. Wow, they're feisty. Dude, fish number two already. This is just the first little cove we fished on this pond. There's still plenty more pond to fish, and there's a whole other pond over here we haven't even touched yet. The bass are fired up today. Hopefully we could even hook into a couple of the random species pond monsters that they have out here. They've got some big fish. And I tell you what, that combo actually did okay. I mean, I cinched the drag down because it's such a noodle. The rod tip didn't break. You know, that was kind of a lot of the complaints was the rod was really flimsy. But I cinched that drag down all the way, fought that fish in on treble hooks. No problem with the rod bend at all. Now that was a small fish, I get it. But let's give the banana rod its respect, okay? Now I think it's time to switch it up and get a little crazy on them. And I also want to throw a bandito bug around because I want to answer the age-old question, can one bandito bug catch more than one fish? Well, since I saw a bunch of bass out there, I'm just trying to make a bomb cast. Before I do though, let's just give it a rip. Ooh, boy! Probably needed some more adjustments than that. Yoinks. I'm sure my bandito bug's just getting munched on right now.
Probably.
And I'm in no position to do anything about it. I think I'm gonna have to take out this whole spool to get this out.
Wow.
Yeah, this is bad. Okay, I think I may have gotten it now. Wow. That bass out there's already had time to eat the bandito bug, chew on it, think about it, realize that it's not real, spit it out, and tell all of his friends not to eat it either in the time it's taken me to get this bird's nest out. We're back in the game, finally. Oh, I did have a fish on the way in. I don't know if he hit it on the way in or not. I just had a fish on it. Okay, let me make some freaking reel adjustments here for the love of God. Okay. Second cast, second bird's nesting. Oh, gosh. Okay, going on about 5 minutes now. Oh, did I just get it? Yes, 5 minutes. This time my bass had enough time to eat it, process it through his gut, poop it out, and now I'm reeling it back in. Guys, we got bass cruising through our operating area. There was even a couple of them that were like looking up at me. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go for that bigger one. Oh, he's looking at it. Oh, he's interested. Oh my gosh, he's right on top of it. He's right on top of it. He put his face on it. I cannot believe that one didn't eat it. He face bumped it. I've got to look at the internals on this reel. I mean, this is, maybe it's dry. Gosh, this thing does not want to cast. Okay, well, so far I'm not very impressed with what I'm seeing here, especially for how many people were defending the crazy combo as if it was the best combo known to mankind. Okay, this time I'm cranking down everything that I can. I'm going like all the way on tension almost, and I'm gonna go maxed out brakes. Let's just see if we can do this. Dude. Maxed out brakes. The tension knob is not quite maxed out, but basically maxed out. I just don't understand the physics of a fishing reel that could possibly do that under those circumstances. I'm just saying, like, that's just real. That's just real life. This is real life we're talking about here.
This is true.
You're not paying $179 for a combo and then, you know, it just completely takes a shit on you the first time you do anything with it. That just should never happen. I'm sorry. Maybe we can still salvage this. I'm trying to keep an open mind here, guys. Let me just try to make a flip. There's 4 bass right in front of me. Oh, yeah. That was insane. Thank God I finally got a decent cast off.
Bro, that was instant.
Dude, there was 4 bass. It was a school of bass. Believe it or not, this was one of the bigger ones. I flipped that bandito bug right in front of their face, and he just could not resist it. He couldn't stand the thought of any of his buddies eating that before he could eat it. That was a crazy eat. We've already had a couple sick eats today. These fish are incredibly fired up for some reason. I'm over here bashing the crazy combo, and all of a sudden the universe is like, dude, just chill, man. Just relax. Control your negativity. Let's stop pointing fingers. Let's get back to fishing. Yeah, I knew it. Hot dang, boy, that's 3 fish.
Heck yeah, dude.
That's 3 fish. And the only gear that's really not doing that well right now is the crazy bait caster, but I'm not gonna give up on it yet. I refuse to believe that that combo is gonna be the worst product that we bought. There's just no way. But we were able to keep our same bandito bug. I mean, it really barely got damaged at all. It's just dirty. But it has already proven to be a little bit more durable probably than people think. I have cinched this reel down, and we've finally gotten to a point where we can kind of comfortably flip and cast it a little bit. Now the rod itself, and like setting the hook on that fish, the rod felt fine. A nice little normal medium heavy rod, I'm guessing. Yeah, medium heavy, 7'2". So I mean, the rod's fine. Most of those bad reviews were centered around the reel's performance, and I could definitely relate to that just by the little bit that I've used it so far. That was a decent cast. A lot of thumb control to make sure it's not bird's nesting, but that was a decent little chuck. All right, that was my first hard cast that successfully casted without a bird's nest. About the old swim bait, mock shad. Ooh, yeah, my casting ability on this particular setup is not that great. Ah, yeah, I just can't really cast it that far. Ooh, that's a decent fish right there. Let's see what this bass thinks of an ultra realistic swim bait right in front of his face. Ooh, I think he likes it okay. Oh, he definitely likes it okay. Oh, what a sick eat. Man, they cannot, these fish are trying to hook me today.
Yes, they are.
They cannot resist this little swim bait, man. Once again, not the biggest fish in the pond, but they're all little healthy, aggressive devils. So much fun with that little swim bait. And hey, the tail is still on there. We haven't casted it off yet. But durability wise, everything seems fine. Still looking for that elusive big fish or multi-species fish, but hey, they could be coming. 3 more bass down there. Look, there's his buddies. Wow. There's his buddies right there. They're like, dude, where did Jimmy go? Let me bring him back to his friends. Here you go, Jimmy. The whole family's right there. I have to say, I'm a little impressed by that swim bait. Action's good. The hooks are good. Fish are responding in an incredibly positive way. So I don't know what else I could prove with that swim bait. I don't know. Get in the comment section. Let me know you guys' thoughts on that bait. But I think it's time for us to move on. Oh, we got another bass that just showed up to the party. I'm just gonna try to, oh yeah, I see him, he's coming in. He's actually decent size. Oh, he's looking at it. Oh boy, he's looking. Oh, he turned, he's thinking about it, man. He's thinking about it. If there was another bass there to put some pressure on him, he'd probably eat it. Oh, oh, he ate it immediately. The bandito bug cannot be stopped. You get like multiple bass around each other and you drop a bandito bug in on them, they're not all gonna let it pass by. These bites have been so crazy. But when we're casting an individual bass, they just don't react like that at all. You get a group of them, they just cannot help themselves. Yet another decent little tiny pond bass, but hey, bandito bug, it caught 2 fish and I still got it. It doesn't appear to be unusable. Boom, baby. Another very, very moderately sized fish, but how can you hate them? Dude, just shoot down there and just show all those fish right there real quick. There are so many brim, largemouth bass. There's probably some shell crackers mixed in there. They won't eat that tiny little jig. It's the weirdest thing, man. But I toss a bandito bug in here and this guy just goes crazy, attacks it. See you, bud. Appreciate you. Well, the overall health of this pond's obviously a-okay, but man, they've got a lot of that size bass in here.
Yep.
All right, I think it's time. I think we've used the bandito bug and that small swim bait enough. It's time to get old big boy in the mix. Okay, on first appearance, looks pretty good. Now, this is a small pond, but as you can see, there's a lot of bass in here, and I would not be surprised if we get some interest right away. Okay, so the chief complaint about this thing, if I remember correctly, was that the action was hard to achieve, basically. So let's just flip her out here and see what it looks like out of the box. Let's just try a straight up retrieve. Whoa. Oh, it's grassy. Hold on, that's a mulligan. That's on me. Okay, let's try that again here. Okay, so just a standard retrieve. So it's basically like an S waiver. It's one of those just real standard glide baits. You can see it's just kind of got that little S motion, real lazy. And hey, look at that, some positive response already. About 5 bass just followed that thing in. They didn't know what to do with themselves. If you have not fished a swim bait like this before, I could understand how somebody might think that the action was a little off, because it doesn't swim at all like that multi-jointed mock shad swim bait that we were doing earlier. It's actually the exact opposite of that. It's much stiffer, and it's made like that for a reason. See, I like to do more like erratic movements with this type of bait, like this right here. Just kind of makes it turn really fast through the water. See, the way I'm doing it just kind of looks like a fish that's either like wounded, and he's kind of like just floating around, which it does kind of look good like that. I mean, that's how I've always fished them, but once again, get in the comment section. Let us know how you fish a glide bait like this. One thing's for sure though, we're gonna need a bigger bass just in general to try to eat this thing. Oh, there's a bass behind me. There's a bass swimming behind me. He's swimming right next to my swim bait. He's right on top of it. Look at him. Here he comes. He's still following it. Look, I turned it around to look at him. He still didn't eat it. Oh my goodness, man. Wow. That's one thing these big glide baits can do, is if you can't catch the fish, it oftentimes lets them kind of show themselves to you. That's a good example of that. I just wish that fish was about 8 pounds larger though.
Oh yeah.
That would have been a little bit more intense. Dang, this tree is about to become paper. Gosh. All right, it's getting really hot out there. You guys might notice I didn't use any of the lures out of the mother load box. In fact,
I've got them all in a bag right here. The reason why I did not use any of these lures is because I didn't want to lose any of them or damage any of them, because I want to give them all away to one of you guys. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, and I'm gonna pick a random subscriber, and I'm gonna send this off to you. So let me know in the comment section if you would actually want all of the stuff that came out of that mother lode box. We already talked about the box itself. We were kind of undecided as to how we felt about it. I mean, that wasn't the best box I'd ever seen, that's for sure. But I'm not willing to go as far as to say it's a ripoff or a bait and switch or anything like that. As far as the combos go, let's start with the old Zebco Rome right here. It's fine, it does just fine. I didn't have any problems with the reel, caught a bunch of fish, no issues at all. The line that came on it never broke. I never retied between any of those bites. For the money, that thing's pretty solid. The old Lose Light, ultralight combo here, it was good, but here's the thing. One, I don't really like to use ultralight stuff anyways, because I'm more of a power fisherman, it's just not my style. But two, we ended up putting some way too heavy line in here, like 15-pound line, because that's all I had. And that didn't really cast that well on this small reel. But all of the complaints that we saw on the reviews were about the rod being flimsy. And one thing that I did not experience was this rod being flimsy. So I have to say this thing overall did just fine. Now, as far as this bad boy right here, the swim bait is fine. You know, it did okay. I wasn't in love with the swim bait, but I think it was fine. We didn't catch a fish, but you know, I think it could definitely catch fish. The combo itself, this is a little tricky. We started off, you guys saw how much of a struggle that I had dialing this thing in, tons of backlashes. I was not impressed at all with the reel. Then I started catching fish, I started dialing it in a little bit, and the rod is solid. I mean, every single one of those reviews that said the rod was solid, I concur. But this reel, there's just something about it. When you max out the brakes on a reel and you kind of go heavy on the tension, I just don't think it should be possible to backlash. But I was able to dial it in with this heavier lure, and it did fine for the second half of our little adventure. But I would say I have more concerns now over this combo than I even did in the beginning. All of the baits we got, I think, proved that any bait can catch a fish when used appropriately. And really any combo can work for you depending on what your budget is, what your skill level is, or any of those factors. We had a ton of fun making this video, so make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. That giveaway is gonna happen pretty soon. Like I said, I'll announce it in my next video. Guys, I love you. Thank you for watching these videos. I'll see you next time.